Tonight on Hip on the Spot News. The Cold War Germany map has a release time. Ugra Media shares with us some important features. DCS is preparing for another major update. And the Hip Dynamic server is about to go public for testing. This and more on How I Play. This video is sponsored by Fox3 Managed Solutions. Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti, and tonight we are going to talk about the latest news in DCS World. This week, things are moving forward with more information made available by ED and their developers, shaping up the future of DCS and the next major update. We already know that they plan to add important features in the next DCS patch, and in the last newsletter we learned that finally they will add a data cartridge system in its early implementation for the F-16C Viper and the F-18C. As they say, this will be the initial version of the data transfer cartridge, or DTC. This tool will enable players to set up radio communications and countermeasures with future enhancements already planned for this new core system. Now, it's true that this is not the first time we see a data cartridge system in DCS, as other developers already made something similar, but this will be now part of the core experience made by ED, and hopefully we will see it implemented for all major modules that can benefit from it. So, how will it work? Well, at first, we will be able to create and load DTC settings for radio communications and countermeasures from within the mission editor. This will be available for both single-player and multiplayer missions. After initial release and tuning, ED will add additional DTC items such as navigation routes, endpoints, targets, data link, weapons, store management, radar, non-cooperative target recognition library, and much more.
What's a non-cooperative target recognition library?
Well, it's a database or software system used to identify and classify targets based on their unique signatures or behavior.
Like a kill list.
Well, yes and no, Petrovich. Let's say it's a target database.
So why not call it a target list?
If you want the short version, you can say NCTR.
No, I stick to target list.
Okay. Now, back to our subject. If you think about other modules that could benefit from this system, they mention for now the A-10C2 tank killer and the Apache. Not only that, but the DTC will use a common interface between aircraft types, but offer unique options based on their real-world counterparts. This will be a powerful system that allows both detailed programming options, but also the ability to create multiple DTCs per aircraft, to export them, load them, and even share them with friends. I know many users in our HIP crew that will enjoy this new tool, that will transform their experience in DCS for the better.
But will it have a mixtape feature?
Petrovich, I think that's something else. As we get closer and closer to the release of the Germany Cold War map by Ugra Media, the video content posted by this developer is very exciting. Not only that, but we got more insights into the progress of this map. It seems that they have a date behind closed doors and that we can expect it by the end of this month. Meanwhile, the Ugra Media team is working hard to polish historical accurate airfields and the cities. They even took into account the community feedback, and the map border has been slightly tweaked with new locations added. Nice! And so the map will include new cities and border checkpoints, key Cold War locations, detailed road and rail networks, historical accurate airfields, and improved environments. And for those of you who didn't catch all the content Ugra launched until so far on their YouTube channel, I got a link in the video description that will take you to their amazing content, and we are planning a meetup this week to watch all the videos and discuss what we see with our HIP crew on our Discord. You can join us too. More information in the video description. But wait, there is more. During internal playtests, the Ugra team checked the navates and airfields, ensuring that each airbase was ready to receive historical accurate aircraft. Not only that, but extensive rendering optimizations have been made to ensure consistent performance in large missions. Right now, they are focused on testing and preparing the map for release. This includes checking airfields, roads and terrain, and translating names into different languages. In the meantime, the colors are being fine-tuned for time and day and all weather conditions. They also added more air defense sites, new locations, original objects, and multiple points of interest. Beyond the early access release, the developer is preparing for further testing and performance optimization for high object density areas to ensure a stable frame rate in both single-player and multiplayer scenarios. Now we all know that performance on a map is very important. It could ruin or make a map very successful in DCS. Due to the exceptional high degree of objects, UGRA has been very careful about memory limitations, and that's a good thing. I can't wait to showcase this map for you in one of our special videos like we did before in other maps. But until then, we will wait and see. And by the way, if the next HIP server will be on a new map, this will definitely be the major contender for it. And speaking of the HIP server, I am happy to announce that on the 22nd of April, we are planning to open the HIP Dynamic server to the public for a major test, checking out all the mission systems, logistics, and general feel. This is important to stress test the server with as many users that we can muster, and then to get ready to introduce the persistency module and finally release it later this year. This is possible thanks to our great sponsor at Foxtree Managed Solutions, the amazing coders at TGFB, and our team at How I Play, with dedicated members who stick together in order to achieve this amazing task of creating a unique experience for our DCS enthusiasts to enjoy. Our Patreon members got important access and gathered valuable information along the development process, and here we are today, almost ready for that public release. I am also preparing multiple showcases prior to opening the server to the public so everyone can understand what we want to offer. So stick around and remember, 22nd of April, we will open the HIP Dynamic server to everyone for a few days of public testing. We will have dedicated threads where you can post your impressions, be that on Discord, our website, and even on YouTube. And last but not the least, India Fox Echo gave us some new screens with their upcoming G91 and a good explanation on why DCS modules take more time compared to other platforms out there. As most of you know, the developer makes aircraft for both DCS and MSFS. With an impressive collection of beautiful modules, it's true that their progress reports for DCS projects are less frequent and in many cases way more detailed. As they say, DCS development is way more time and resources consuming than MSFS. The general expectations are higher in terms of realism and fidelity. That is true, and they reassured us that they have been working hard on DCS and that the G91 is making slow but steady progress. Good to know, and keep up the good work. And that's it for today. Thank you all for watching until the end of our video. Many thanks to our Patreons that support our channel. Remember to check our sponsors with their promo codes and special links for extra discounts, especially on the brand new Pimax Crystal Super, for which we just released our review and impressions within DCS and MSFS. And as always, I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.